I want light skin. I want that light skin crybaby. I want that light skin coward. And I think he's scared. I think he knows I'm his toughest test at 135 pounds.
Even though Gervonta Davis and Keyshawn Davis didn't mean to fight, their names are still being fought over outside of the ring.
I just knocked that man's ass out, man. Stop playing with me, man.
Recently, their heated arguments during a tense face-to-face interview made their growing rivalry public. The interview turned into a verbal battleground, with Tank accusing Keyshawn of avoiding fighters like Shocker Stevenson and Keyshawn calling Tank a hype job who hasn't faced real competition.
It's either you or Keyshawn's gonna get tanked, so the walls are closing in, so awesome.
It's gonna be him though.
It makes sense, he's closer.
Big brother.
Keyshawn, who is also known as the businessman, didn't hold back when he talked. At the very least, he repeated his claim that he avoids tough fights, especially with fighters like his close friends Stevenson and Devin Haney. But Tank wasn't having it. He shot back, calling Keyshawn someone who talks a lot, but doesn't do much, especially when it comes to real challenges. There is clear bad blood between them, and Tank regards Keyshawn as a girl who isn't very good at dancing and is using his name.
It is him. He's kind of weird, but now he got no choice but to fight me. The fans want him to fight me. After what I just did tonight against a guy that's bigger than him, come on now. If I touch him, what's gonna happen? Talk about that. Everybody want to talk about oh Keyshawn. What if he touch you? What if I touch him? Yeah.
Fans did not miss the irony in Keyshawn's claims, though. But Keyshawn is getting flack for choosing his next fight, even though he is quick to blame Tank for LGE picking and choosing. A lot of people thought he would fight Andy Cruz, who has beaten Keyshawn and Miners for times and is one of the best technicians in the division. But it doesn't look like that will happen.
Cut it out, Ness. In the amateurs, you fucking idiot. Should Crawford not retire till he go fight Mikey and Danny? Because they beat him in there.
Many people see this game as a planned detour rather than a brave move. Even though Darren Chick is an experienced fighter, he is not considered the type of opponent who will help Keyshawn standing among the best lightweights. Some people think that Keyshawn's choice to fight Barney was planned so that he could get a belt without having to face the most risky opponent possible. Cruz, on the other hand, would really test Keyshawn's strength. But Keyshawn laughed it off, saying, "If he doesn't fight me, I'll knock him out." Cruz quickly replied that Keyshawn's words were not true and that he was ready and willing to fight.
Still trying to adapt to this, to our environment. You still trying to build yourself. So why the fuck did you?
My son. Keyshawn, my son.
Andy Cruz.
Fans don't agree on this backhand fort on the surface. Keyshawn's path to a world title seems clear. Barron is a good opponent, but Keyshawn would do better against him because of his style and age. But the story that Keyshawn is trying to avoid Cruz has trumped his achievements and made people wonder if he's really ready for the best players in the division.
Keyshawn can beat him in the pros, even though Andy had his number, no doubt about it, throughout all the amateurs, including the Olympics. But I think, the pros is a different game. You guys know that. And I think Keyshawn, is showing us more power.
The popular view of Keyshawn is that he wants to win the WBO title and then go after Tank, Davis says, after I become champion. It's about proving I'm the best, which means going after Tank Haney or whoever they say is the top guy. But as Tank pointed out during their heated exchange, holding a belt doesn't automatically earn you a seat at the table with boxing's biggest stars. Belts don't mean fights. You have to earn your shot.
Gonna be a great fighter.
He's calling for Tank. Now,
He beats Tank.
Yeah, you think so?
Keyshawn Davis beats Tank, in my opinion. I believe to give him a good ass spanking.
Without a question, Keyshawn's journey has been impressive. He has quickly risen the ranks, earning praise for his smooth style and charisma. But Cruz will always be in the background, and fans can't ignore their history. Cruz is now a rising star in his own right, but Keyshawn still has unfinished business with him. A win against Cruz would not only settle old scores, but it would also silence critics who doubt Keyshawn's desire to.
Whoever comes next, that boy ready. He been ready, actually. You know what I mean? It's just given the opportunity. That's all it is.
You got two little brothers that is closing on Tank. One of them gonna get him.
One of them gonna get him.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a great night of boxing when they do.
Awesome, appreciate it.
Tank is one of the most exciting boxers, and he just got his 28th knockout. Some people say that Tank's team has avoided certain fighters on purpose, and his decision to fight Lamont Roach, who is a good fighter but not an elite contender, has only added to that idea. Tank's simple response to these claims is, "I've always and will always fight who they put in front of me, and I take care of business every time," and he's not wrong. Tank has won against big names in the past.
But also, we gonna come back to Norfolk, man, so y'all don't forget about me. Y'all keep supporting DB3. But world title definitely gonna be next. 2025, we got big plans for...
The division is more interesting now that Keyshawn is adamant that he is the one to dethrone Tank. But for now, he has to deal with Barney, a fight that looks like it could be won, but is full of risks. The younger boxers are faster and more explosive than Darren, but Darren is a dangerous opponent because he is experienced, tough, and always puts pressure on the other person. If Keyshawn made a mistake with Barron, it would ruin his plans and give his enemies more things to say about him.
So I think if Keyshawn wants to fight before Gervonta Davis, sign us up for Andy Cruz. He took him to school 3 times and he'd be ready to do it again.
Davis is an Olympic silver medalist who, despite being young, has the kind of talent that turns heads in the professional world. He wants to beat the division's champions, like Vasyl Lomachenko, to reach his goal of becoming a world champion by the time he turns 25.
You are good. You are real good. But there's levels to this game, Keyshawn.
Okay, we gonna talk about levels. Okay, just know...
He is known as the businessman because of his well-honed skills, high IQ, and impressive knockout power. This name seems to show how smart he is both inside and outside the fight. After beating Limos Davis, he now has a fight set up with WBO lightweight king Dennis Barron, who is 36 years old. Darren Chi isn't as flashy as some younger fighters, but his experience and constant pressure make him a tough opponent for the Ukrainian, who is a close friend of.
Other southpaw on the other side of the street. This is an example for you, but I probably can do you a little earlier than that. You and Earl keep saying this, that, and third. I want to fight, but y'all calling...
For Davis, this fight is a big step toward his ultimate goal of becoming a unified world champion. Winning the WBO belt would solidify his place among the lightweight elite and set the stage for the big fights he wants. But there are still questions. Will beating BR and Chi bring him closer to facing Tank Davis or Lomachenko? Keyshawn Davis has never been afraid to call out the biggest names in the division. After beating Lies, he did just that.
I've been doing a lot of talking lately, so hey, I go up to 140 and fight Teofimo. What's up? Get this win tonight. Teofimo, you already know how I'm coming. You and your father. So let's set it up. Let's set it up. I'll come straight to 140.
People admire and are suspicious of Davis's bravado. Some see him as a possible superstar who isn't afraid to take risks. Some people think his brash talk is premature because he doesn't have much professional experience yet, but his decision to fight bench is a good step in the right direction. Winning the WBO title would give Davis the credibility and negotiating power he needs to get fights with Tank K and Lomachenko and show that he can handle high-stakes fights against seasoned opponents. However, some say that Barrios isn't the most difficult. People are wondering if Davis is dodging harder tests on his way to the top because he chose not to play in this match.
What about Keyshawn saying that the Tank is target practice? You heard that audio?
I like how Keyshawn, he's clout chasing. Bring up Tank's name, sell your fight, get the most
views. That's what Morrell was doing.
Yeah, that's what Morrell was doing. But Keyshawn, though, I don't know if he could beat Tank.
Davidson thinks that fighting Barry is the next step in his future. Davis recently said in an interview, "I don't need a name to become who I need to be. All I need is a world title, and we're going to take it to the next level after that." Baron Sheik is a tough opponent, but it's not clear if beating him will lead to the dream fights Davis wants. In modern boxing, belts don't always mean a chance to fight the sport's biggest stars. Davis, for instance, has said many times that he works for legal.
Who's a bigger challenge for you right now? Andy Gomez, we just heard Willie from Boxeo Cubano ask you about your boy Frank Martin.
Frank Martin, definitely.
Davis needs to keep showing how good he is in every fight if he wants to become a real must-fight candidate. If he can put on a great show against Baroni, especially one that shows off his knockout power and versatility, he might get the attention of fighters like Tank Lomachenko and even Shock Stevenson, even though they are close friends. But Kenson Davis is unique because he always believes in himself. Some people may not like his am.
Bro, think about it, bro. Come on, bro. Let's go down the line, bro. Y'all been talking about, key fight Mark Castro. Key, fight Ryo. Key, fight Frank Martin.
His ability to change styles, along with his smooth combinations and sharp defense, makes him a dangerous opponent for anyone weighing 135 pounds. He may not have the resume of a Tank Davis or Lomachenko yet, but his hunger and dedication he prepares for his fight with Barney Davis are hard to ignore. With each fight, he wants to show his critics they are wrong. "I'm going to keep proving that I'm the best," he stated. At the moment, all eyes are on his upcoming competition, which will give him another chance to take a step toward the greatness he thinks is his destiny.
Offensive first, but he's very, 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 very patient, and then just try to catch you slipping. You know what I'm saying? And certain fighters, it's just smart, So
With a weight of 141 pounds at the morning weigh-in, Davis once again showed that he is ready for any task. His last opponent weighed 1,414 pounds, which is more than 6 pounds over the lightweight limit. This made an already tough fight even more difficult. Leos, a tough Argentinian boxer with a 9th of November 29 record, had pushed Richardson Hitchens to the edge in April, making
down in that fight. So I don't think it was the same Lemos that fought Richardson Hitchens, but I think that's irrelevant. He demolished him. And that's what you got to do sometimes. You got to go in there. The crowd looked great in Norfolk, Virginia. It's great for boxing. Keyshawn's a great...
Davis was hoping to keep his perfect record and get closer to a fight for the WBO lightweight title against Donnie Bark. Chris Alger, a former 140-pound champion and current analyst, talked about how important the fight was. "Limos is tough, but Keyshawn wants this," he said. "This guy is no joke. Too much for Sue." His words showed how people felt about Davis in general. "I like it. If you're going to be a brat, I'm all for it."
Keyshawn, this new guy, he's 140 pounds. He's not bad.
Yeah.
Keyshawn Davis. That's him right there.
Ooh, no, I thought he was.
While preparing for the car fight, Keyshawn found time to engage in a heated social media debate with Gervonta Davis. Keyshawn stated at the beginning of the exchange that Tank's tendency to lag behind on his scorecards could potentially work against him. "What would Keyshawn do to you if I fought you 5 times in a row?" He wrote on X. Tank's response was concise and direct. He pointed out a text message exchange from earlier in which Keyshawn had asked for professional help. Would they be so humble?
You got a chance to work with Gervonta out here. What was that experience like?
The back and forth only made the competition between the two fighters stronger, and fans are already talking about when they might fight again. It's great that Keyshawn is so sure of himself, but former welterweight champion Paulie Malignaggi pointed out how hard it would be to get Tank to fight. The difference in promotions between Top Rank, which runs Keyshawn, and Premier Boxing Champions, which promotes Tank, has been a big problem for a long time.
And I ain't gonna lie, because I like a dude that ain't scared of me too, you know what I'm saying? Because niggas be scared. I ain't sugarcoat, you know what I'm saying? Niggas be scared in there, you feel me? That's why I love sparring.
Getting Malignaggi to agree to fight isn't easy. I'm not sure if Top Rank would put their guy at risk against Gervonta Davis. Gervonta is ready to fight anyone, but Keyshawn hasn't fought much before. Malik praised Keyshawn's skills, especially his discipline and ability to handle his range, but he didn't agree with the idea that tank starts are a weakness. Gervonta knows exactly how to beat you. He admitted that he studies his opponents a lot and practices his deadly knockouts. According to Malignaggi, this methodical technique shows intelligence instead of weakness.
Shakur had to round me up to spar him because this make no sense. Shakur is a better boxer than Keyshawn, and if I'm in there doing millions of rounds with Shakur, what makes you think that Shakur has to hype me up?
For Keyshawn, the fight against Lemos was about more than just keeping his perfect record. It was also a step toward the WBO lightweight title, which was a bigger goal. He was getting ready for a fight with Denis Spock, a 36-year-old Ukrainian fighter who just won the world belt after beating Lemos. Davis would get his first world title if he beat Spock. It would also boost his reputation in the eyes of fans and possible opponents, like Tank Davis or Vasyl Lomachenko. Algerie said that fighters with good amateur records, like Khan, move faster than fighters from earlier generations. He used Lomachenko's world title in only his third professional fight as an example. His Olympic silver medal and 120 records put him on the same fast track as Keyshawn. He has made it clear that he doesn't want to take the easy way to the top by choosing to fight tough opponents like Limos and being willing to take risks. It's clear that he wants to prove himself against the best. The key will be to balance drive with careful job management, as Malik Nye put it. The kid has time to do this while Keyshawn's faith is still strong.
Come me, promoter. You want to fight with me? Come me, promoter. Come me, promoter.
One thing is for sure, Keyshawn Davis can make money with the skills he has. He is a well-known figure in boxing's next generation thanks to his charm and knowledge of social media. We live in the world of social media, where fights start and people get a lot of attention. What did Chris Algie say? It's being talked about now. Keyshawn's career is getting a lot of attention, and for good reason. He's one of the most exciting prospects in the sport because he can beat opponents in the ring and keep fans interested outside of it.
It comes to your mind when I say the name Devin Haney.
I want to fight light skin. Like, I want to fight him in a way, and honestly, I really don't have, because people be mistaken.
He could do it faster than we think. Two-time world champion Timothy Bradley is known for his toughness and strategy in the ring. Bradley has been a strong supporter of Keyshawn Davis, saying that calling out the big names in the lightweight class is an important part of his legacy. Bradley does not see Keyshawn's desire as arrogance, but as the attitude needed to fight the best boxers and eventually join them.
Thoughts on that type of performance as a rising star in boxing?
Where you at, Tank? Where you at? Where you at, Tank? That's my thoughts.
Bradley's analysis has always stressed Keyshawn's technical skill and ability to keep calm. Keyshawn's ability to remain composed under pressure is a crucial trait. Particularly when facing a fighter such as Tank Dant, his reputation as a strong puncher and tactician makes him one of the most dangerous opponents in the sport. But Bradley thinks that fighters like Keyshawn, who have a long history as amateurs and have quickly moved up in the professional ranks, are ready to close the gap. He said that Keyshawn's desire to train with tough opponents early on was similar to that of great boxers like Vasyl Lomachenko.
You a coward because you got to pick on somebody that can't even defend themselves. So that's not right. And I'm not stupid. I listened to the video. I heard him in the back. Oh, I heard him saying some stuff in the background on the audio. So like, I don't appreciate that type of behavior from any man.
Bradley has also talked about the difference in marketing between top rank and premier boxing champions. He says it's a problem, but it's not impossible to solve. He thinks that the public's constant demands and Keyshawn's continued dominance in the ring will finally make both of them agree to a deal for Bradley. The key is for Keyshawn to keep putting on electrifying shows that make him more famous and make people think that he is the next big thing. Tank has to meet Bradley. Bradley gives easy advice: focus on the grind, get better at fighting, and let your fists do the talking for you. The thing that will make this dream fight happen is Keyshawn's hunger.
The prospect, dog. Fight the best. Fight Shakur. Oh, he tried to fight Lomachenko at the end. I already know what everybody, but Loma didn't want that smoke. He retired. Loma, you could have fought that 5.
The fight with Limos wasn't just another win for Keyshawn Davis. It made a point. Going up against a bigger, more experienced opponent and beating them showed that Davis is ready for the next level. He's getting closer than ever to his dream of becoming a world champion, with a possible WBO title fight against Dennis Bank coming up. But the road ahead won't be easy.